Look, you got on it. Come on. Come
Theater tickets over here. Let's get them. Go get in line.
Friendship. Many people think that this was a gift of friendship from the French, but actually the issue is much more complex. So he said, I want you to present this as a gift of friendship to the United States, which has just broken away from their mother country. And he said, the reason why I would like to do this is because I wanted to be sort of a smack in the face to the bourgeois here, French government. Because the United States was a very young country at that time. It had what an ideal place. So the idea was that Bartholdi was going to design this so it would be ready by 1876. And that would have been ideal on the anniversary. Unfortunately, he went through a lot of battles, which you will see in the museum, some of you, and a lot of hardship. People during the project died, engineers died, Stone died, who was one of the chief engineers. So they went through a lot of changes with this, even more so. Statue was a culmination of the efforts of many people living here, and especially the immigrants that had just come over and wanted to be part of it. The American copper structure, which is reinforced inside with steel beams. And for those of you who may also be interested in architecture, Eiffel was the design chief engineer on the project. And if you had taken the opportunity to go inside the ground, you can see that the structure inside is actually a foreshadowing to the construction of the Eiffel Tower. That's exactly what it looks like, a smaller version. Hold up the statue. The statue is
His mom and dad. What a couple! No, they're still down there. Crap, that scared me.
I hope you've stopped taping, haven't you?
Yep.
Oh, oops, I need to move out. Steven!
Look at how close it is. Say it again. Say it.
No!
You don't want to say it again?
Taking pictures of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
We were at both the Statue of Liberty and the New York State Nut House. Here they are, all the nuts, including us. An hour and 20 minutes to get to the pedestal. And 3 hours if you want to go to the Crown, which we have decided to do.
Some people are willing to do that.
Because I have a leave.
Me, myself.
This one.
Okay, here, Steven. I'm going to teach you another one. We're doing it.
Is that on?
I would have caught you. Don't worry.
Yes. No. We are on the Star, which the Statue of Liberty. Well, not on, but probably the highest point, or at least close to it. There's the city.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't put me so high.
There's Steven. His hat. There's people.
Oh, why don't you get the outside instead of the...
I not. It's Mom. For any one of you who hates heights, this is especially for you. Oh, crap. I'm sorry.
Great view of Manhattan. Did you get any of Manhattan? What? Turn it off, please.
Okay.
Okay. There it is.
Steven, you must be afraid of heights.
We're on top. Well, not really on top, but we're just the, what is it called, Statue of Liberty, and I am petrified because I just barely looked down, and I'm gonna throw up. I have Dad's disease where you're afraid of heights or whatever. Yeah. Okay, here's the other corner of the Statue of Liberty. We decided not to go upstairs to the ground because it is 22 flights and a 3-hour wait. So we said we'll just stay here. shift. This is still another corner of the Statue of Liberty. And you know how a couple of seconds ago I was talking about I had Dad's disease about,
I think that's Eve.
getting scared of being afraid of heights? Well, the gnat just went down. I'm not laughing. I think it's but
She is too loud.
they went down. They can't handle it. They're not real men like we are. But, I don't know. Look at those buildings. Yay. I do not know why I am filming it.
Okay, come on.
Later. Okay, this is the line that we were in to just go up to the pedestal or whatever. It was about 50 minutes. It really wasn't that long.
From the copper. Where's your phone?
But,
Let's go down. Wait, no.
But-
He came out, he is like this. And let's go down.
and then this, on the other hand, is the line for the 3-hour-long wait.
We're going down.
We're going down later.
Somewhere along there is Dad and Matt. I don't know where they went. And I can't see anymore, so I'm just going to take a look.
And look at the shadow of the statue.
Oh, pretty shadow.
Okay, I'm getting
See the
scared.
shadow?
I'm going down. Okay, let's go.
We can't go down yet because people stunky. So we're waiting for them to go down, then we'll go down. Here.
And the trip.
Hi, Mom.
Divine Liberty.
You like melted his head and everything.
That's too bad. Wait, get this on.
What?
Steven, tell the staff goodbye for Grandpa.
Bye!
Show Grandpa. Did you tell him?
Let's see your hat. Put your hat on.
What did you have to tell the Statue of Liberty?
Well, I was at the ground and I wasn't.
Oh, well, what were you supposed to do?
That's why I didn't tell them I was at the ground.
Well, you aren't going to make it up to the ground, so what were you supposed to do? Tell her hi. Grandpa says hi. Were you supposed to do that?
Yeah.
And then, wait, does she talk back?
I didn't understand what it said. It said something else.
See his hat? Yeah. I know that's different.
Somebody up there cleaning
We went to Crazy for You
the windows.
at the 8 o'clock show. And so we were catching a bus and it dropped us off on the middle and it was good. I mean, I was
I don't have that job.
no, it was fun to be able to oh, yeah. Oh, but see now it was fun.
are at Boston Commons doing the Freedom Trail walk. All we have to do is find a little red stripe on a pavement and we'll be all right. Hey guys.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Range them so they can mow the road. You read that?
Who's that over there? Right here is Mother Goose. Children.
Mother Goose. The old lady from the sleep. Come on, Tina, let's go. Action!
Come on, Matt.
How come we're here?
Steven, you're blocking my view.
This is Paul Revere. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. Let's go after that. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea.
Okay, if you have it, let's turn it off.
That's all.
Okay, pan over.
Matt, go. Matt. Robbie, do it.
The first man who signed the Declaration of Independence.
Rob, here.
The biggest signature.
Okay, Bob. Okay, turn it off.
They didn't allow anyone to serve differently than themselves. Now why does the old South have their own music? Because it was a Puritan church. It's because it was a very large building. Or because it was in the right place at the right time. All the above. Those people.
This is the old State House.
No, the other one is with
The other side. Yes, that's it.
1713 is one of Boston's oldest standing buildings of business. This very balcony is where Governor Hutchinson will address the colonies. It is also where the Declaration of Independence was read. And if you come here on the 4th of July, every year there's a parade and you can hear the Declaration of Independence read from this very balcony. Now in 1761, a man by the name of James Otis came to the Old South Meeting House, the Old State House, to argue against the writs of assistance. Now the writs of assistance allowed customs agents to search you or your property without probable cause. The reason for the writs of assistance was that the British government had a team. Colonists or smugglers were smuggling Dutch tea that was massacred by the cars. So they put an island here. Now, what did you hear about the massacre? Tell me the story.
Out there is a circle and a star in it. That's the site of the Boston Massacre. That's the old State House where the Declaration was made today.
Well, this is, yes, you know what this is? Manual Hall. Right. It's very smart. Oh, also, this picture of the massacre.
Magic show, juggling show, comedy show. I mean, abusing tourists and generally making fun of people who are near me. So, can everybody come over here? Right, this will really work. Actually here.
See ya.
Over here, sir. Hi.
It's outside of Faneuil Hall.
He's a Massachusetts senator. He would come here, eat 3 dozen oysters, and drink whiskey. If you couldn't find him in his office, you could find him here, eating his oysters and drinking his whiskey. And this is the original Union Oyster House from 1826. When you walk down the Blackstone Block, it gives you an idea of how Boston used to look in the 18th century. The streets would have been very narrow, and would have been cobblestone, and you would see houses with shutters on their windows. You would not see Swartz and Swartz at that time. Any questions? Let us go.
Boston's North End, Italian district. Makes you hungry just to walk along there. This is Paul Revere's house.
Oh, yeah.
Little Italy. Smells wonderful around here.
Anyone know where we are?
Boston.
Paul Revere's house?
Yep.
Yes, we are at Paul Revere's house. Mr. Revere's house was built in 1680. Paul Revere moved in 1770.
90 years.
Mr. Revere had 16 children. Very busy man. He moved in this house with his second wife. His first wife died, giving birth. Around the corner at St. Stephen's Church is where her eulogy took place. St. Stephen's Church was built in 1862. It was also designed by Charles Bulfinch, the same man that expanded Faneuil Hall in 1806.
This is Rose Kennedy's original home.
Let us continue to the Old North.
Boston Harbor. Charles River's over there.
There's Old North Church. There's
The Old North Church.
Yeah, you all heard. Mr. Revere went gallivanting through the streets of Concord, singing, "The British are coming, the British are coming. 2 arms, 2 arms." That's what you heard, correct? Yep. Yeah, that's not what I heard. I heard on April 18th, 1775, Mr. Revere and another man named William Dawes was sent out of town by Joseph Warren to warn John Hancock and Sam Adams that the Redcoats were coming to arrest them in Lexington and out of downtown. Well, William Dawes went through Washington Street, riding through the countryside, going to Lexington. Paul Revere rode across the Charles River and rode his horse into Lexington from there. The reason Revere went to Lexington was to warn Sam Adams and John Hancock, who were hiding in Lexington, that the Redcoats found where they were and were coming to arrest them. See, in 1775, many of the Patriots were outside of Boston, on the countryside, training, hiding, preparing for the revolution. You see, we had all these problems in Boston. 1770, massacre. 1773, Jump Teeth. Intolerable acts. Bostonians gained a bad reputation with the British government. The Massachusetts Bay Colony had a bad reputation with the British Crown. And by 1775, all of these troops were in Boston, policing the city. It was like house arrest. Well, and many of the people had no choice but to house these troops in their homes. This is also one of the laws that the British government passed. So many of the patriots were outside of Boston hiding, and Revere and Dawes were sent to warn Hancock and Adams. Now the first one to get to Lexington was Paul Revere. When Paul Revere got there was a man guarding them, a patriot. He told Mr. Revere that he couldn't go inside. He also told Mr. Revere that he was making too much noise. Paul Revere said, wait a minute, I just rode all the way from Boston on a horse in the dark. And you're gonna tell me I'm making too much noise and I can't get to see Sam Adams and John Hancock. I'm nervous. He said, noise, noise, what do you mean about noise? You'll have enough noise when the redcoats are knocking down your door. You will have plenty of noise. Revere made so much noise, yelling at this guard, that Sam Adams experienced emotion. He invited Mr. Revere inside. By that time, William Dawes had arrived. The two men decided to go to Concord to warn the patriots that the redcoats were coming to get the ammunition. The redcoats are smart. Instead of coming to the ammunition, around the revolution, or weapons for the revolution. So William Dawes and Mr. Revere went to Concord together. Lexington and Concord are neighboring towns. This map shows the route of Mr. Revere and William Dawes. Pass this around. So, on the way to Concord, Dawes and Revere meet a traveler. I call him a hitchhiker. His name was Samuel Prescott. The three men go to Concord together. On the way to Concord, they're stopped at the bridge by some redcoats. William Dawes flees back into Lexington. Paul Revere tries to flee, but his horse is caught in the mire. They capture him. They put their guns to his head, and they say, tell us everything you know, or we'll shoot you. Mr. Revere is nervous. He tells them nothing. The redcoats hear gunshots. It's the patriots practicing. They're startled. They take off. But before they leave, they take Mr. Revere's horse. His horse was the first prison of the American Revolution, as we know it. Mr. Revere went limping back into Lexington and never made it to Concord that night. The only man that made it to Concord was Samuel Prescott, the traveler. He warned the troops that the redcoats were coming. Now, at the bridge, they say a shot was fired. We still don't know by whom. We know that a shot was fired, and this shot started the revolution on the next day. It started the war. Now, how does the Old North come into play? This is where lanterns were hung. One is by land, two is by sea. Now, before Mr. Revere left, he met with Robert Newman. Robert Newman was the church sexton. He was supposed to hang out these lanterns to let the spies in Charlestown know if the redcoats were coming by land or by sea. Well, it seems like Robert Newman had an easy road in the revolution, right? All he had to do was hang out these lanterns. Simple enough, right? It wasn't simple at all. Guess who we had living there? Redcoats. So Robert Newman couldn't just go outside with some lanterns, say, I'll be right back, I'm going to the store. I just need these lanterns for me. That wasn't gonna work. So he was eating dinner with the redcoats when he made up a plan. He said he wasn't feeling well. He went to his room. but he didn't lie down. He jumped out of his window, ran all the way to the Old North Church, climbed up the steeple, hung the 2 lanterns, started to make his way back down the steeple, and he heard voices. These were the voices of the redcoats. He couldn't just go out the front door, because they would have questioned him, found the lanterns, and the plane would have been blown. So he jumped out of another window. This window was bricked up, and he walked straight down to the Old North Church. He ran all the way home, climbed back into his window. This man was in good shape, climbing out of all these windows. He made it into bed just in time, pulled the covers up to his neck, and one of the redcoats that was staying with him came to check on him. They said, "How are you feeling?" He said, "I feel terrible. I need to go right to sleep, and I have a fever." They believed him because he was pouring with sweat from all the running. The next day, they found the lanterns in the church. They brought Mr. Newman into questioning. They had no proof, so they had to let him go. Robert Newman left town immediately after they questioned him. None of the patriots were able to return back into town until after the Revolution. If there are any questions, please let me know. I was glad to have you all on my tour. You were a wonderful group. Thank you very much.
Can you see the horse in the back?
Hey.
Come on, Steve.
It's not fair.
Sorry, dear.
Well, that was fun.
It's the oldest commissioned warship afloat in the world today. However, you may have noticed as you were coming on board the ship that it's not sitting in water. It's in what we call dry dock. It's been in this dry dock since September of '92. They're expecting to take it out of this dry dock November of this year. And she's supposed to be completed around March of '96 in time to celebrate her bicentennial, which is expected to be October 21st, 1997. This dry dock was built in 1827. The second one's built in North America. They called it the John Quincy Adams Dry Dock because he was President of the United States at the time this dry dock was being built. In 1833, the Constitution was the first ship to come into this dry dock, and every 20 years ever since, she's come in here for repairs. She's been in here since September of '92, and she's expected to be in here for approximately 4 years. Normally, she's only in here for 2 years. She sits right across from us when she's not in dry dock. When she does go for a turnaround cruise on the 4th of July, when she's not in dry dock, that's so she can turn around and weather evenly on both sides. She also receives a 21-gun salute and pays tribute to her country's birthday. She gets towed out by Coast Guard 1 nautical mile out into the harbor. And then, again, that's on the 4th of July. She was built right across the harbor at the Edmund Hart Shipyard. If you look across the way when you exit the ship, you'll see a tall, white, skinny flagpole. This is where the Edmund Hart Shipyard used to be located. However, today it's used for a Coast Guard support center. And they're the ones that tow her around.
The old Ironside is in dry dock. We just went on the tour. It took a whole about 7 or 8 minutes. And all sorts of wood here these craftsmen are putting together. Turning way around, you can see the tip, the monument, the Bunker Hill. The battle wasn't really fought there, it was Breed's Hill. This is the water shuttle back around. There's the Old North Church over there. You can see it if you want.
I'm thinking, I'm thinking.
Steven, you want to go take a bath?
No.
I don't know. Looks like we got aced. What's that?
Lobster class. I don't know how they kill it.
Your mother got her birthday grip. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Heather's over there somewhere too. Heather's having one. And I'm having one.
Do you know what I'm gonna have?
Stop it. Stop it.
Why don't you?
That's Tan and
Okay,
Foyle Hall.
let's go. Are you ready?
Foyle Hall.
Yes.
Like
Will you
that.
be nice if I let you down?
We're done.
I want to
for
stay
Boston.
up.
No, I'm not carrying you.
129 Broad Street, Schenectady, New York. Marilyn? We lived up there. They took down the old shed and back where we parked our cars. Let's go.
Okay, don't ask me why, but we're taking some videos. This is returning around.
And they're going this side.
Okay, this is the back of the Hall of Fame. There's, oh, that's where we were, Angie. Let's see who this, Angie and I got lost and we didn't know where we were. But that's where we were.
This must be Doubleday or something. Who is this guy?
I don't know who's that guy.
Can you read it?
Cooper. James Fenimore Cooper.
Oh.
Wait, why is he there?
Maybe
I
that's
don't
why
like
I call
him.
it Cooperstown.
Mr. Cooper.
Because I had to do a report on Slayer and talking about going into detail. Is that the ocean?
Okay.
Everyone took an out.
Yep, that's the ocean.
I am pretty late.
Okay, which one is it?
Now, you guys aren't looking at maps. I guess when I was your age, I used to look at maps and learn things. You guys sit back here and listen to radio.
Is this it?
This is it.
You come a bunch of
It's the Baseball Hall of Fame.
You got the ocean.
Okay. Now you're holding up traffic.
Okay. I'm going. How do we get out of here?
Okay, can I turn this off now, Dad?
Yes. Robbie? Where are we?
Dad.
Where are we, Matt? Oakmore pageant. It's 94 degrees outside, which means it's about 90% humid.
90?
Almost. 85. Pretty hot. Say hi. Wave.
Are you looking at me?
Yes, wave.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's, I don't have my tag on.
Uh-oh.
My name's Nathan. No tag.
This is Nathan.
Okay, good. She's not looking at me.
And you're from where, Nathan?
From Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh.
Well, actually, my family lives right there. I'm going to school at BYU, so I live in Utah.
Very good.
Move on down. I think we need to
I'm sitting right here.
see if we got enough seats.
You guys have some stickers to wear on your shoulders? You're Max. Your name is? Where are we, Rob, Max, Angie, Heather. Who's the oldest? My younger brother just went to get some.
Yes, and you can buy it sticky, so maybe I could find some.
Sticky Velcro.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a positive and negative or an A and B? There? You have to match up with what's on here.
Well, you
Unless
should
rip
have
off
to
there.
match it up. Because they're sticky on both sides. I don't know.